Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So, chapter 5 of the Gita, Karma Sannyasa Yoga, the yoga of renunciation of action. So, as we've discussed, I'm just giving the sequence for some of you who may not have heard it before. The first 6 chapters talk about the individual development, the sequence of individual development from sorrow to enlightenment. So the first chapter is Arjuna Vishada Yoga, right? Arjuna's sorrow. How do you get over this sorrow? What is the starting point? Knowledge. That's the second chapter, Sankhya Yoga. And as you gain knowledge, you put it into practice, Karma Yoga, third chapter. And as you put it into practice, gain the knowledge and act upon it, act selflessly in the world, you develop detachment. In other words, you have less value for the world. You're focused on the higher. It's not a negative state. It's a positive state. That is the fourth chapter. And the fifth chapter now talks about when you are established in the higher values. So this word renunciation is very, very misleading. Therefore, I keep on repeating that renunciation is not a negative state. It's a positive state. You're so peaceful in something better, you renounce the lower. Like all of you are so established in the adult world, you've renounced the toy world of the childhood, right? You don't need it. It means nothing. Imagine if there's something higher than this, you feel this whole world is a toy world. What will be your state? Somebody comes and says, I am the CEO of the biggest company in the world. You'll actually look at him as a child. I have the best toy compared to the others. Inside literally is laughable. It's not ego. It's how an adult looks at a child. You sympathize. Actually. So that's the state he talks about here. And you have to be fully established in this state, only then can you meditate, which is next chapter. When you have complete detachment, total indifference, and your only thought is enlightenment, then you're available for meditation, not before that. So it's a long, long way, long time to go. We are still in the process of chapter 2 and 3, gaining the knowledge, practicing it in our life. Focus on that. But you need to understand what is going on. So like we said, it is a subtle science. It is pure cause and effect, how life functions. So understand it bit by bit and keep moving. So the organization of this chapter, which is there in in the commentary, Swamiji's commentary, right? I told you that's original. He has divided the Gita into subtopics. Every chapter is divided into topics. So verses 1, so this chapter contains 29 verses, one of the smaller chapters in terms of verses. Topic 1, yogi, active, sannyasi, ascetic, and jnani, enlightened. He makes a clear distinction again. There are three distinct stages in the spiritual path. A, B, and C is the final, enlightenment. 2, verses 8 to 12, how each of these relate to action. So what are you supposed to do as a yogi, sannyasi, jnani? 3, that state of the Supreme Being. He gives a description of the jnani state, enlightened state. And then reminds us you have to have renunciation in order to gain meditation and enlightenment. So this is an advanced spiritual state that we're going to learn about, more for inspiration, to inspire ourselves that one day we need to work towards getting there. Clear? Everybody so far? Verse 1.
Arjuna uvacha sannyasam karmanam Krishna punaryogam cha shamsasi yakshreya etayorekam tanme brodi sunishchitam.
So Arjuna, you must understand, is like all of us. Just as we are always confused, so is Arjuna. Right? So Arjuna said this in the beginning of the 3rd chapter. Then again 4th chapter in a different way. Now again 5th chapter. 3rd chapter, what did he say? Jayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir. You're praising action, then you're praising knowledge. What do you want me to do? Again here. See, Arjuna is a warrior. He doesn't want philosophy. Tanme bruhi sunishchitam. Tell me what I should do. That's it. Don't confuse the situation. He's telling Krishna that. You praise renunciation of action. Sannyasam karmanam Krishna. Puna, again. Yogam cha samsari. Again, you're praising yoga, action. Tell me conclusively. Etayorekam. Of these two, which of these is better? What should I do? So it is not easy to understand. No, even though Krishna has painstakingly put in so much effort to break it down, all of you know who've been attending, it's not that easy to understand. So he tells him that, what do you want me to do? So, what did we explain? Renunciation is a effect. Action is the cause. So Arjuna doesn't understand that. When you gain knowledge of the higher, you act upon it by acting selflessly in the world. The effect is you grow, you evolve spiritually. Obviously, you renounce the lower. It has no value for you. So it's an effect of knowledge, of action. So there's no contradiction really. So Arjuna is in the yogi stage. Yogi means a person who's gaining the knowledge and acting upon it. Like all of us, who are serious at least. At least you started. So sannyasi state, the state of renunciation, is a long way off. So work on the starting point. So Arjuna doesn't understand, he's again confused because Krishna is glorifying renunciation. But Arjuna is saying, I'm not a renunciate. He thought he was in chapter 1. I don't want anything. What is the use of kingdom? Now he's understood at least that much. That look, he has his share of desires. But he can't renounce. So what should I do? That's the question. And it takes 18 chapters to convince him. Because that's when Krishna stops. No. Because only at the end of the 18th chapter Arjuna says, Nashto moha. Now my delusion is gone. I'm ready to act. So it's not 5th chapter, now suddenly it'll be okay. Again it'll come back. It took 18 chapters. The Gita to explain the same thing in so many different ways. Finally it clicked. The knowledge was complete then. And in fact, the next verse is a clear example of telling Arjuna what is right for him, even though it's not the law. The law is renunciation is higher, superior than action, as I just explained. But what does Krishna say? Action is much superior. See how beautifully he caters to his psychological state. Because he needs to hear that. He needs to act. It is the right thing for him.
Shri Bhagavanuvacha Sannyasas karma yogascha Nishreyasakaravubhau Tayostu karma sannyasa Karma yogo vishishyate.
The blessed Lord said, both renunciation and yoga of action lead to supreme bliss. Nishreya. But of the two, yoga is superior to renunciation. So, as I have explained to you earlier many times, renunciation is an effect, action is the cause. So obviously renunciation is a superior state. But for whom? See, periodically over the years, some of you who've been really interested have come. We want to join the academy. We want to leave our life and want to pursue this. And we've told them, it's not for you. You can't do it because your nature is active to be in the world. That's meant for very, very small minority. And that also who are quite young, who don't have the responsibilities and duties in life. So what will you tell a person like that? Look, for you, action is you have to be in your life and plow through it. That is superior to you, for you, than renunciation. You can't leave anything. So exactly same thing he's saying. But this is not a law. The law is, renunciation is a higher state. This is what is applicable to Arjuna. In fact, applicable to all of you. So whatever situation you've been placed in life, all of you, you have your family, you have your career, whatever it be, that's your nature. So you have to look at it as a challenge and grow through that. So if you are serving your family, you have to remove your selfish expectations, one-sided, and do what I ought to do. You're in your business, same thing. Not what I am getting. How can I serve? clients or the community or the patients. If I'm earning wealth, how can this wealth help something beyond just my family and me? So that is the challenge which you have to go through, all of you. Whatever your current action is, how do you spiritualize it? That's what he's saying here. Yoga of action is superior. You cannot leave. This is why Vedanta is so practical. It's very sad that this philosophy is equated to being a recluse, sannyasi, leaving everything. That's why nobody wants it. It's not that. So you have to practice renunciation in action, not renunciation of action. It's as simple as that. Two tennis players are playing a match, the person who will win, all of their abilities are the same, who has little more renunciation that day. In other words, he doesn't have that much anxiety for the trophy. Let me just play my game. They'll win, hands down. Person who has that anxiety, am I going to win? He loses. She loses. It's the law. So you have to be in that relaxed state of mind. There's no anxiety. What will happen? Just do what you have to do. No expectations. You have children. What are you making such a big deal? Children. Okay, you produce them. Doesn't mean you own them. What everything that's going to happen to them. You do the best you can. What happens? You have to renounce that. But you're doing the action. No, my child should be successful. Every tennis player is Federer. It doesn't work that way. One tennis player is number one is 10, one is 50, one is 100. No matter how much they practice. I know the fellows who are number 60 and they're practicing far harder than the talent and hard work. So, no, everybody should be number one. Doesn't work. So you must tell yourself, yes, some people get A grade, B grade, C grade, F grade. My child falls in F. What is the big thing? Somebody has to be F also. No? If at all. I'm not saying. Could be A. But you do your bit. What a life. You'll enjoy your children. Who enjoys their children? 21 years of absolute sorrow. Sorrow means in India before birth only the sorrow starts because they have to pay the deposit for the admission. They were telling me before they are born. Application form is for the school at conception. Have you ever heard? No jokes. Sorrow after sorrow. And you have them for pleasure. What do you have your children for? For your satisfaction. Because it's selfish expectation. My child should turn out the way I want. You destroy yourself and the child. Got it?
So you said renunciation is an effect of knowledge of action. Is it also true that renunciation is an effect of knowledge?
Renunciation is an effect of action in the sense with knowledge you put in the action. No, how action? Everybody is acting. Are they developing renunciation? It is what he calls Buddhi Yoga in the second chapter. It is action backed by intellect, right? Backed by knowledge. That gives you renunciation. Everybody in the world is acting. Are they developing renunciation? How can it be action? It's action backed by knowledge. Can't just be knowledge also. Unless you put it into practice and work on it, how are you going to develop anything? Got it? See, why the confusion comes at many stages, he says knowledge as a synonym for renunciation. As you act, you will gain knowledge. So they use it very liberally. You have to understand the concept. It is true. What they are meaning is they equate enlightenment to knowledge of the self. So to the extent you're closer to the self, you have knowledge. So in that sense, renunciation and knowledge are the same thing. So you have to understand the context. You gain the understanding of Vedanta, then you act upon it and you develop renunciation. That leads to enlightenment. So don't worry about the terms, these are just semantics. Purposely they do this just to make you think. They keep interchanging the terms. See, one place he'll say Jnani is the best. Another place he'll say Jnani is the worst. Yogi is the best. Jnani is using for a person who just wants intellectual knowledge. Jignasu. So it all depends how they use it. Clear? 3.
Yejasa nitya sannyasi yo na dveshti na kankshati nedvandvo hi mahabaho sukham bandhat pramuchyate.
So here he gives the test of renunciation. See, what is important is not just to tell you what you need to do. You have to check to see, are you on the right track? So who is a sannyasi? A person of renunciation. Number 1, na dveshti na kankshati. There is no attraction for the world, there is no aversion for the world. Both. 4, free from the pairs of opposites, O Mahabaho, he is easily set free from bondage. So, take it backwards. What is bondage? What is bondage? Dependence. Attachment. What do you mean dependence? Why is it called bondage? Anyone?
No freedom.
No freedom. So all good words. Bondage, dependence, freedom, attachment, affectation. Correct? See, what is the spiritual bondage? Arising from, this is what you must understand. See, you got to break it down. So you're clear in your concepts. Where are we bound? Ignorance. What is bondage?
Even if you want to come
When you said freedom, so I'm talking, what is the opposite of freedom?
You're forced to do things because of your desires.
You're forced to do things because of your desires. Correct. Deepika, you had something?
I was just going to say, like, bondage to the ego, your ego.
No, I'm not saying to what. I'm saying what is bondage? What do you mean bondage? Yeah, Francia?
I think oftentimes to describe this is the example you gave of the bird on the branch, where he's sitting on the branch, but he doesn't need it. He can fly away anytime, and the person.
That is freedom. So what is bondage?
The opposite of that.
Opposite of that. So you need something. That's what is bondage. You're right. I'm not saying you're wrong. You're right. See, since we have less time left, I'm going to tell you what it is, and then you think about it before we discuss more. See, the spiritual bondage is when you need something outside of you for your internal happiness. This is bondage. This is imprisonment. You are dependent upon external factors for your internal happiness. So let's say your spouse is angry with you, you're agitated, you're dependent upon that person's mood for your internal happiness. You're not free. So you're forced to act to make that person happy, then you feel okay. This is imprisonment. So all of us are imprisoned. If we can be happy within ourselves, only then are we truly free. You may say, I'm free to vote, I live in a free country. Nothing. That is not freedom. Freedom is, are you self-sufficient for your happiness? Your happiness lies with you regardless of what happens outside. That is happiness. So you have to be in that state to call yourself a sannyasi. This is not even enlightenment, he's saying. Next stage is enlightenment. To get to enlightenment, first you have to come to that stage. Anybody says anything outside doesn't affect. Anything happens. Because you are happy within. It's not a negative state. Again, you're not a stone. You're not a plant. You're happy with it. So think about it. We will take up this verse again on next Sunday. And then if there are any questions, please send them. We'll take them up on Wednesday for the Q&A. Hari Om.